Hello folks, this is Jason Roggasch. I want to make a video today about can Donald Trump be saved by Matt Drudge? Or why does Matt Drudge oppose Hillary Clinton? This is a video that's going to encompass a few ideas. I'm going to try to be as concise as possible because I think this could actually be about 4 videos, and I may make a follow-up video to it. What I've noticed recently on Drudge Report is I'm a huge fan of Drudge Report. Everybody knows it. I love Matt Drudge. I love that nerdy little fedora hat wearing Walter Winchell wannabe motherfucking fascist little corporate mouthpiece. And he lately has been relentlessly pushing Jill Stein. Now, 3 months ago, Jill Stein was a communist in his mind. Jill Stein was the worst of the worst. If we elected somebody like Jill Stein, the whole world would implode. Dogs would be marrying cats, as Tacos says. Shout out to Tacos. Day would be night, etc. But now, because Donald Trump is flailing badly and he's losing literally percentage points in the polls every day, or partial percentage points in the polls every day, Matt Drudge now has to get on his horse and get Donald Trump elected. Now, a couple of things about that. First of all, if I were supporting anybody for president, and I'm not, but if I was, it would be Jill Stein. She's not going to win. We all know that. The corporate structure won't allow her to, even though she's by far the best candidate that has a choice, that has a chance. I know some people like Gary, what's-his-face, from New Mexico, Gary Johnson. I find Gary Johnson to be a crypto-fascist. I think libertarians are extremely dangerous, and I think they're regressive, and they take us backwards. And their gold standard is the economy for the rich. Okay? It's the economy for the gold. He who has the gold makes the rules. That's the real golden rule, not do unto others. So, but having digressed into that, Matt Drudge is pushing this because what is the objection of these right-wingers? Like, for instance, Dinesh D'Souza, who just made another bad, terrible film about Hillary Clinton, or Ann Coulter, or Laura Ingraham, or Michael Savage, or Sean Hannity, or Rush Limbaugh. You know who I'm talking about, and the many other writers that I'm forgetting that get propped up and promoted on Fox, and they get book deals, and they write books that nobody reads, like Bill O'Reilly's shit books. And, by the way, is anybody waiting for an Ann Coulter book? Is anybody sitting with bated breath waiting to hear what Michael Wiener Savage says on the radio? With his, 3 hours of just screaming about liberals and with his bad hairpiece? I mean, this is who these people are not. They all are for the free market, except if they actually had to survive in the free market, they couldn't. And let me explain that. They are owned by large corporate entities, and the only reason you even know who Rush Limbaugh is, and by the way, he just got a new contract, and Matt Drudge is like the master, the king, and they're showing this fat, old, white male with a big ass cock hanging out of his mouth. Oh, I mean a cigar. Who we all know has a massive Oxycontin addiction. He had to have his hearing replaced because he had done so much Oxycontin. And we've got to watch this asshole, this lying sack of shit, who is so venal and so awful. These people, they all promote the same agenda. Capitalism relentlessly, Christianity, right-wing, anti-union, anti-government shit. That none of us, that's not good for any working person in this country. Yet in every goddamn factory in America during the daytime, or every office in America, you either see Fox News playing or you hear Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity in the background. By the way, Howard Stern, I know people think Howard Stern is so offensive. Howard Stern is 10 times less offensive to me talking about lesbians and queefing than listening to Rush Limbaugh tell me that people who don't believe that the military should be all over the world are cowards. Someone whose fat ass never served in the goddamn military or any law enforcement whatsoever, but he is willing to sacrifice your children for his corporate masters. They are fascist. They are paid to espouse a position, and that's what they relentlessly do. There have been others that have come out and talked about this. What's his name? The Brock guy they used to be the right winger. Now he's the left winger. He runs Media Matters. David Brock. There's a few others, many others. What exactly about Hillary Clinton's positions or Bill Clinton's not their personal lives, not the fact that Bill Clinton stuck a fucking a cigar up a fucking 23-year-old's vagina, or fucked everything he could, or used state troopers in Arkansas to get laid. What exactly did he do? Because Matt Drudge is for GATT, he's for World Trade, he's for NAFTA, he's for outsourcing, he's for all of those corporate giveaways. What exactly is Hillary Clinton doing policy-wise that's so that's anti-business or anti the people that support and pay for Matt Drudge to exist? Because let me be honest with you, if any of these people really had to exist in the free market where they weren't propped up by billionaires to espouse a certain position, so against working class people, against unions, everything is pro-business, pro-corporation, pro-business, pro-corporation, privatization, deregulation, outsourcing. That's what Drudge is. That's what the Republicans are, and that's who supports him. And what about Hillary Clinton is different? She supported TPP until she didn't, and she'll support it again, and she'll rewrite it. But make no mistake, she'll support it. What about she supported GATT? Her husband brought in NAFTA, World Trade. What exactly is Hillary Clinton's policies that are anti what Matt Drudge believes in, or the Koch brothers believe in, or every venal prick in this country who thinks corporations should do whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want? It's all fake. And I'm not saying that Dinesh D'Souza or Matt Drudge sit in a fucking room, wearing cloaks, talking to Hillary Clinton about how they're going to get her elected. They're useful idiots. The money trickles down, and they're at the very bottom of the media spectrum, and they're told, hey, they're not told, they're just funded to keep going with their shitty, horrible, conservative, insecure, authoritarian opinions that have taken this country in such a taken the world in such a bad direction. Capitalism is the worst thing that's ever happened to the planet Earth. I hope everybody gets that, understands that, be very clear about that. Capitalism is, we're all going to be, when the world ends and we're all sitting on piles of plastic shit from China, and we've in 100 years from now or whatever, 200 years from now, whatever, and we don't change our economy because we just won't, because the people at the top have been running the same shit, the same game against us for thousands of years, literally. They're going to continue to do it. And the people at the very top, the people that run our country, we all know their names, we all know their businesses. They are paying people like Matt Drudge, Dinesh D'Souza, Laura Ingraham, etc., Michael Savage, to espouse a certain position. They pay them well to do it, and they are not legitimate. These people are not legitimate. They're horrible fucking people, and I don't see why Matt Drudge opposes Clinton so much, because, this is where it goes into, and I'm going to leave you with this. This is where it goes into the conspiracy, and I'm going to do another video about this, and I'm going to give a little more detail. This is where it goes into the conspiracy theory that, in fact, Donald Trump was set up as the Republican nominee to get Hillary Clinton elected. Because I'll be honest with you, had the Republicans gone with Ted Cruz, had they gone with John Kasich, who sucks, had they gone with a newcomer like the Democrats did in 2008, Barack Obama came out of nowhere. So the Republicans could have found a newcomer to come out of nowhere. They didn't. They went with Donald Trump. Donald Trump, who has more shit about him, he's bourgeois Americans who make $100,000 a year and think they're rich and think they're doing really well aren't going to vote for Donald Trump, even if they're Republicans, and most of them are. They're not going to vote for Donald Trump. They just won't vote, or they'll vote for Hillary Clinton, or they'll write somebody in, or they'll vote for a libertarian candidate, but they're not going to vote for Donald Trump. They would have voted for Ted Cruz. They would have voted for somebody like that, a newcomer in the Republicans. Even hell, they probably would have voted for Paul Ryan. But they wouldn't vote. They will not vote for Donald Trump. They don't like him. Donald Trump does not have a personality that you like. He's not a likable human being. Hillary Clinton's not likable either, but Donald Trump really is unlikable. He's a megalomaniac. He's supercilious. He's arrogant. He's a rich kid who has been given every single thing to him in his life on a silver platter and has earned nothing. And people at the end of the day who come from lower middle class families, who rise up and work their asses off, I don't think really like rich kids very much, and I just don't think they're going to vote for him. And I think this is going to be a humiliating defeat for the Republicans, and maybe it's supposed to be that way. Maybe this all is a conspiracy theory. I don't believe it personally, but you can see why. Maybe this, because I can't imagine a worse candidate than Donald Trump to run against Hillary Clinton, because you could have ran a sack of potatoes against Hillary Clinton and probably beat her. So, and she'll just come in and she'll introduce more globalization. Her speech at the Democratic National Committee, not mentioning labor unions, not mentioning getting rid of GATT, World Trade, NAFTA, not any kind of protectionism or isolationism that we need, not protecting American labor. It was clear and evident that that was a speech at her convention to rally her base. That wasn't to get people in the middle of the road. That's not why you do the convention speech. The convention speech is to rally your base. And she doesn't mention labor unions, and she doesn't mention getting out of these horrible free trade agreements that are destroying America. Wow. Thank you for listening, and maybe it is all a conspiracy to get Hillary Clinton elected. I don't believe that, but boy, you couldn't pick a better candidate than Donald Trump to do that. Have a great day.